Bates subscriber had commented on the past couple of videos that he wanted to hear some explanations of some stuff that was going on. So here's what we got. We worked on the XS650 chopper last night till late, and we did the first start and everything. And prior to the first start, he had Brandon bought this bike. It was somebody's bike that was running and driving. They took it apart to do a cam chain tensioner or replace the cam chain, and they never put it back together. So Brandon got this thing. It was a rolling bike with the motor just set in a frame and a bunch of boxes of parts. So he's pretty much built it up from nothing. So like I said, we tried the first start the other day, and gas was pouring out the carburetor, so he pulled them back down, which they were locked up when he got them, and he freed them up and everything. And he thought he had the floats adjusted properly. Well, he didn't. So he went back and he adjusted them and got that part fixed, and we got it the first start. But when we were working on it last night, after I cut off the video, something just didn't seem right. It wouldn't run without the choke on, which is not right. Once the bike warms up, it shouldn't need the choke at all. And it just didn't sound right to me. And I'm not familiar with these Yamaha twins, but it just, something didn't sound right. And so I got the feeling the left pipe was nice and hot. You couldn't touch it. But you get over to the right hand side pipe and you could touch it. So evidently, or obviously, that cylinder wasn't firing as far as making combustion or whatever. And so we checked it out, and the plug was actually firing. So it was some kind of air fuel problem or something to that effect. So we checked that carburetor, and it seemed to be getting fuel, but Brandon was all ready to take the carburetors back off, and we thought about it, and I said, you know, he said something about when he set the valves that one of them didn't feel exactly right, and I was like, well, you know, that makes sense. It's an overhead cam motor. If one of the valves was stuck open, then that one cylinder wouldn't be building compression, and that could have caused the very same issue. So tonight we're going to go by, I'm going to go by there, and we're going to do a compression test on it. And if the compression test comes back good, then we'll pull the carburetors. And if it's not good, then we'll figure out, we'll probably have to pull the head back off and work on getting that valve unstuck. But that's kind of where we're at right there. On the paint end, whenever I painted it, that's a pearl green, a toxic lime pearl is what it's called. And pearls are translucent. Well, this bike right here, this color, and this color, and this color is all the same color. It's actually a candy red, which is also a translucent color. Now this paint job it was painted in October of 14, so this paint job's 6 years old, and I live on this dirt road, so I mean, you see I have to go up and down this crap. So it's got paint chips and whatever, but you can tell, like if you look here, it's not the same color as here, and that's because the paint's translucent. I sprayed it over a silver base coat to make the red pop. Well, my good friend David, who actually gave me some of the bases to paint this bike with, and gave me a whole bunch of base coats that I got the first of the year, and he also gave me some red that I painted my shovel head with. So if y'all go back through my videos, you'll see the videos on the shovel head where I painted it red, and you'll see the video of my little truck full of paint that I picked up from David that he gave me. Well, the paint, the silver base that I put on the Yamaha chopper was silver that he gave me, and I sprayed it silver for the same reason that I sprayed this silver base before I did the pearl on it. But David explained to me that the red is darker than the silver, so it pushes and makes the red up. I mean, you could do a red over a silver or black. The black's gonna make it darker, and I wanted it brighter. and it makes the candy pop out better. And then I sprayed a silver pearl on it, and that was the look I was going with this green, and so that's why I sprayed the silver on there first. Well, according to David, who's been a painter for a long time, the green is lighter than the silver, whereas the red is darker than the silver. So what happens was that the silver actually changed the color and made it duller, not brighter, like I wanted it to. And it covered a lot of the pearl effect up with it. And he recommended a bright white or a pearl white up underneath of that green to make the pearl pop. And then he also offers some suggestions about the bug issue. Now, I'm going to respray the bike, but Brandon is going to a show this weekend, and he wanted to get the bike done, which it's a self-imposed deadline. And right now, I don't know if he's going to make it, but we're going to try. But the whole deal is the paint got bugs in it. Some of them I was able to pick out, but it caused an issue where you can see through to the silver base coat in some places. And then in some places, the bugs got in the clear coat, and then I actually sprayed clear on top of them because I didn't realize till I'd already made a pass. Those bugs were in there. It's a clear coat, so you'll see the bugs. You can't sand them out. Now, if the bugs landed in the clear coat, I sanded some of those out because they were on top of the clear coat. But David also suggested that I could set up a couple of citronella candles in my work zone and set up a fan blowing over my work. The smell of the citronella will override the smell and attraction of the clear coat, and the fan blowing on the work will make it to where the bugs can't land on the clear coat. So whenever I'm leaving fly out back out to Sturgis to drive the rig back home Saturday, which Brandon will be in the middle of his event on Saturday. So next week or in the next couple of weeks, when things settle down, I'll get the fender and tank back from Brandon, sand them down. David's going to give me some white pearl to spray as a base, and then I'm going to spray the green over again. And Brandon wants some kind of red metal flake to bring the color of the frame in with the green on the paint. So I really need more green, so I'm gonna order some more of that green candy or pearl and some red metal flake, and we get all that together, then I'll get his stuff back and I'll respray. So that's where we're at. That's what we got going on. Bates, I hope this is a good here. So we're here working on the 650 chopper, and we're going to do a compression test on this thing to find out if we got a valve that's stuck open. So we're pulling the plug. We'll put the compression tester in there and see what's happening. We're getting ready to do a compression check, and Brandon is lengthening his forward control linkage because this rod right here doesn't quite have enough adjustment in it. So we're going to lengthen it out with this piece of rod right here and then sleeve it in this copper to make it pretty. So that's what he's working on, and I'm gonna bump this thing over. It's not gonna bother you, is it? All right, so we're watching this gauge right here and see what happens. And it's not building any compression. It's not building any compression at all, which makes sense. If the valve's stuck open, it's not gonna build no compression. So, and we already knew that. We're just verifying.
Yep.
So this is the valve that's stuck, this exhaust valve. So we're going to go in here and try a few tricks to try to unstick it, and if not, we're going to make Brandon real happy and he'll get to pull this motor again. You ain't got to be so excited about it, Brandon.
No.
Alright, so.
Professionals.
We are professionals here. Don't try this at home. So we got a stuck exhaust valve right here. If I can get it to show up. So we're pulling the motor so we can get the head off of it and fix that. So Brandon's unhooking the last wire. We'll have this thing on a bench in a minute. Alright, here we go, on the bench. Bare frame again. We scuff it or is just
That's tape residue.
Alright, so we're gonna pull this head off.
Oh, she's naked.
So we got the head back off, and it's right here. Got the valves out of it. The valve seats look nice. I mean, they could use a little cleaning, but we're gonna lap the valves in. But we found the problem on this. It wasn't a stuck valve. It was a bent valve. So this one right here, it's got a nice little bend in it. And that's why it wouldn't close all the way. So I'll clean this one up and I'll clean the intake valves up. And like I said, it's got a nice valve seat on it, looks really nice, but we're gonna lap them in anyway. We'll clean the head up really good and get us a valve on the way. And get her back together. Once we get parts, it won't take long at all to put it back together, so get it.
About 30 minutes.